Are you looking for the best blenders? In this video we will look at some of the 6 best blenders on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Breville Fresh and Furious Blender. Not only did the Breville Fresh and Furious Blender pass our smoothie, soup, and frozen margarita tests with flying colors, it was one of the only blenders to conquer the mayonnaise test, even beating out our Vitamix. While it did well in all of our tests, it really blew us away when it came time to blend frozen drinks, producing a perfectly fluffy margarita in just 33 seconds. It features a slender design that won't take up too much space on the counter, and the control panel combines manual buttons with a digital display that we found very intuitive to use. We also loved how easy it was to clean this blender after testing was finished. There's a convenient 60-second auto-clean function, but it is also very easy to clean by hand thanks to the angled blades and rounded base. These attributes, paired with the great value reflected in the price, make this blender a no-brainer for our top pick. At number 2. Hamilton Beach Power Elite Blender. One of the biggest complaints we see about blenders is their high price tags, but this model from Hamilton Beach doesn't make you choose between great performance and low cost. The cylinder-shaped pitcher has a mess-free spout and the pitcher fits very snugly into the base, so we never had concerns about big messes during our tests. It has a total of 5 buttons, 2 to control the high and low speeds, 2 to control the pulse function, and a 5th button to shut the blender off. We also noted how straightforward the controls were during our tests, which helps make this a great model for beginners who don't want to deal with knob control or don't want to spend an exorbitant amount of money on an entry-level blender. While this model is not as powerful as others, it can hold its own against much more expensive blenders in terms of performance. At number 3. Ninja Nutri-Blender Plus Compact Personal Blender. What we love about this compact personal blender from Ninja is its versatility. Sure, it has a super strong blade mechanism that blasts through smoothies, but it also blends up some pretty impressive sauces. Whether it was fresh pesto, feta cheese dip, or hummus, the results during our tests were creamy, smooth, and delicious. The operation is straightforward and intuitive. Simply lock the cup onto the base and press down to blend. The cons to this personal blender are subjective. While they are dishwasher safe and didn't sustain any damage from cleaning during tests, we found the jars difficult to clean by hand because of the thick internal ridges. This is something to keep in mind if you don't have access to a dishwasher. The jars are also somewhat small in capacity compared to other personal blenders. When it came to smoothies with ingredients with high water contents, think spinach and cucumber, we only ended up with about 12 ounces of liquid once everything was packed in and blended. On the other hand, the smaller jars make them easier to travel and fit into cup holders, so it's really a personal preference. At number 4. Vitamix Professional Grade Blender. The Vitamix 5200 was one of the best performing blenders we tested when it came to smoothie making, pulverizing even thicker ingredients like kale, blueberries, and pitted dates to a fine consistency in less than 30 seconds. After passing the smoothie through a fine mesh strainer to check for flecks of food, we found hardly any pulp left. It also produced a light, fluffy frozen margarita and blended a perfect 120 degrees Fahrenheit soup that was incredibly smooth. We love the cord storage and the fact that it has settings for speeds through 10 as well as a high setting that's even faster. Although this blender clocks in at just over 10 pounds, the weight is evenly distributed across the base and jar components to make it easier to move around. Still, we probably wouldn't store this on a higher shelf. If you're looking for a similar model with a high-speed motor, Rachel found this Cuisinart Hurricane Pro 3.5 peak blender to be comparable in performance in our first round of testing. At number 5. Ninja Blast Portable Blender. There's something to be said for a powerful portable blender. The Ninja Blast earned perfect scores across the board in our tests, boasting a cordless 6-blade design that's strong enough to handle frozen fruit yet small enough to fit in the car cup holder. It will last for days on a single charge, and the quiet motor is perfect for blending up a morning smoothie while others sleep. We love the simple, 2-button control panel that blends in 30-second intervals and extremely intuitive design that's paired with an equally straightforward, twisting blending jar. The narrow frame is very lightweight and great to take on the go. It fits in hand like an insulated water bottle, while the spout is well suited for pouring and drinking. We didn't experience any leakage, even when it was placed on its side. The blender is durable enough to clean in the dishwasher, but we actually found it easier to clean by leaving the jar on the base, blending water with a drop of dish soap, and rinsing. At number 6. Breville Stainless Steel Super Q Blender. Blenders are known to be noisy, so much so that we decided to measure sound pressure levels during our tests, using 2 separate decibel readers to record and register the sound of the motor alone at low, medium, and high speeds. The Breville Super Q is the quietest blender we tested, but also one of the best performing. The secret is in the specially designed cooling system that's meant to reduce operating noise. There's also a convenient digital display, 12 different speed settings, and 5 programs for green smoothie, soup, pulse, ice crush, and frozen dessert. To be fair, this blender is pretty expensive. We think it would be a great investment for regular blender users, for example, if you're a daily smoothie drinker who wants a high-powered, efficient blender that won't wake the entire household.